I've found a potential recruit for you. Drop in a pin on your map.
Leave me alone. I'm a busy man. Christ! Drone's going mad!
Charming bloke, isn't he?
He's a shady character, that's for sure. His network activity shows he's been trying to hack the National Health Service.
Shy. The NHS is barely creaking along as it is. Last thing it needs is some hacker fucking it about.
Do you really think I couldn't undo the damage done by some human hacker? Just connect me to one of the hospital servers he targeted, and I'll sort it.
I'm on it.
The thing you're after is around here.
the world in AI innovation. We automated London's black cabs. We brought Bagley to your optics. But our latest endeavor is something entirely new. Technology and humanity, two sides of the same coin. That is the heart of daybreak. A chance to leave the troubles of the world behind. Things may seem bleak now, but a new society awaits you. A society of peace and innovation, of love and prosperity. Join our mailing list to receive updates when daybreak goes live. Unleash the full potential of your mind. One simple convenient procedure and you can be free forever. Sign up for our waitlist today and join us in the world of tomorrow. Daybreak is the future, and the future is very bright indeed. Robotet has led the world in AI innovation. We
Fuck the fuck off or I'll pop your skull open.
brought Bagley to your optics. But our latest endeavors.
How beat it up, you holy degenerate scumbag.
Technology and humanity.
You'll sing a different tune. I'm gonna knock your fucking teeth out.
Heart of daybreak. A chance to leave the troubles of the world behind. Things may seem bleak now, but a new society awaits you. A society of peace and innovation, of love and prosperity. Join our mailing list to receive updates when daybreak goes live. Unleash the full potential of your mind. One simple convenient procedure and you can be free forever. Sign up for our waitlist today and join us in the world of tomorrow. Daybreak is the future, and the future is very bright indeed. Robotet has led the world in AI innovation. We automated London's black cabs. We brought Bagley to your optics. But our latest endeavor is something entirely new. Technology and humanity, two sides of the same coin. That is the heart of daybreak. A chance to leave the troubles of the world behind. Things may seem bleak now, but a new society awaits you. A society of peace and innovation, of love and prosperity. Join our mailing list to receive updates when daybreak goes live. Unleash the full potential.
Run a search. Make it quick. Trail's gone cold. Let's regroup.
That's vile. We automated London's black cabs. We brought Bagley to your optics. But our latest endeavor is something entirely new. Technology and humanity. Leave the troubles of the world behind. Join our mailing list to receive updates when daybreak goes live. Unleash the full potential of your mind. One simple convenient procedure and you can be free forever. Sign up for our waitlist today and join us in the world of tomorrow. Daybreak is the future.
check back with the others.
Excuse me.
What?
You're fucking pathetic. I don't want to get involved. My fault. Oh, sorry, mate. Oh, fuck off, you fascist prick.
Brought badly to your office. The army has never seen time. Technology teaches us a chance to leave the troubles of the world behind. Things may seem bleak now, but a new society awaits you. A society of peace and innovation, of love and prosperity. Join our members updates when daybreak goes live. Unleash the full potential of your mind. One simple convenient procedure and you can be free forever. Sign up for our waitlist today and join us in the world of tomorrow. Daybreak is the future, and the future is very bright indeed.
You're dumber than a sack of hammers, aren't you?
Progress has led to the world in AI innovation. We automated levels like cows,
Smell your ma.
brought badly to your office. Our faces never spent time with you. Technology invented two sides of the same coin. That's the heart of daybreak.
Go beat it up your hole, you degenerate scumbag.
Leave the troubles of the world behind. Things may seem bleak now, but a new society awaits you. A revolution of love and prosperity. Join our members to receive updates when daybreak goes live. Unleash the full potential of your mind. One simple convenient procedure and you can be free forever. Sign up for our waitlist today and join us in the world of tomorrow. Daybreak is the future, and the future is very bright indeed. Progress has led to the world in AI innovation. We automated methods like cows, we brought badly to your optics. Our faces never spent time with you. Technology and humanity, two sides of the same coin. That's the heart of daybreak. A chance to leave the troubles of the world behind. Things may seem bleak now, but a new society awaits you. A society of peace and innovation, of love and prosperity. Join our members to receive updates when daybreak goes live. Unleash the full potential of your mind. One simple convenient procedure and you can be free forever. Sign up for our waitlist today and join us in the world of tomorrow. Daybreak is the future, and the future is very bright indeed. Progress has led to the world in AI innovation. We automated methods like cows, brought badly to your optics. Our faces never spent time with you. Technology and humanity, two sides of the same coin. That's the heart of daybreak. A chance to leave the troubles of the world behind. Things may seem bleak now, but a new society awaits you. A society of peace and innovation, of love and prosperity. Join our members to receive updates when daybreak goes live. Unleash the full potential of your mind. One simple convenient procedure and you can be free forever. Sign up for our waitlist today and join us in the world of tomorrow. Daybreak is the future, and the future is very bright indeed. has led the world in AI innovation. We automated London's black cabs, we brought Bagley to your optics. But our latest endeavour is something entirely new. Technology and humanity, two sides of the same coin. That is the heart of daybreak. A chance to leave the troubles of the world behind. Things may seem bleak now, but a new society awaits you. A society of peace and innovation, of love and prosperity. Join our members to receive updates when daybreak goes live. Unleash the full potential of your mind. One simple convenient procedure and you can be free forever. Sign up for our waitlist today and join us in the world of tomorrow. Daybreak is the future, and the future is very bright indeed. Berkutech has led the world in AI innovation. We automated London's black cabs, we brought Bagley to your optics. But our latest endeavour is something entirely new. Technology and humanity, two sides of the same coin. That is the heart of daybreak. A chance to leave the troubles of the world behind. Things may
Nowt?
Hey, you made it.
You look busy.
What? Oh, yeah. He thought I was trespassing. I'll set him straight.
Grand.
Now, about that message I sent you. I might have been a little, overexcited. Oh, shut up! I've been investigating a massive contract. Too massive for the plebs who use 404. This contract is different. Dangerous.
Who is it?
I will tell you. But first I have to trust you. And you have to trust me, you know? So, I'm going to send you another 404 contract. Let's just get to know each other a little better.
Right. And how can we be sure these targets of yours have it coming?
Oh, there you go. Asking the right questions. Trust me. I do my research. I know every contract inside out and they're all part of the problem. London, the world, will be much better off with our help. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to move this twat before he gets his strength back. Laters.
Not a trap. Sounds like we have a potential partnership with this mean, aggressive mystery woman. Give it a think and we'll discuss once you're out of Somerset House.
Good idea.
sign up for our waitlist today and join us in the world of tomorrow. Daybreak is the future, and the future is very bright indeed. Berkutech has led the world in AI innovation. We automated London's black cabs, we brought Bagley to your optics. But our latest endeavour is something entirely new. Technology and humanity, two sides of the same coin. That is the heart of daybreak. A chance to leave the troubles of the world behind. Things may seem bleak now, but a new society awaits you. A society of peace and innovation, of love and prosperity. Join our mailing list to receive updates when daybreak goes live. Unleash the full potential of your mind. One simple convenient procedure and you can be free forever. Sign up for our waitlist today and join us in the world of tomorrow. Daybreak is the future, and the future is very bright indeed. Berkutech has led the world in AI innovation. We automated London's black cabs, we brought Bagley to your optics. But our latest
Any ideas?
No way this guy was with Zero Day. She's probably too crazy for them.
I don't know. I think she seems cool. Like she wants to make the world better, right? Let's help her out.
If you decide to become gig economy hacktivists, then I'll support you, because I literally have no choice.
All right, squad. Where we are.
Auto drive now enabled.
Larson, the enigmatic founder of Broker Tech. Everyone knows her name, but no one knows too much about her. We only really see her these days as a hologram. She was pretty young when she launched Broker Tech, the company that is best known for introducing Bagley to the world. Nowadays, it's hard to remember a world before Bagley.
Bagley is the most advanced, significant AI of our time, and it's really blown all the other AIs that were created out of the water. And I think that what Sky Larson's done with Bagley is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really imagine the optic without it. But what do you know about Sky Larson herself?
Not a lot, other than that she's actually pretty incredible. I followed her work for a long time, and she's always been a pretty private person. I know that she supposedly grew up in the countryside, but there isn't actually that much more we know about her other than this tech that she's put out into the world.
I've always found it a bit creepy that she's so obsessed with this idea of transhumanism.
Why wouldn't you be? When you've got a mind as amazing as Sky's, why wouldn't you want to take what you've got and actually augment it by working with technology, by improving your physical self, changing your body and the world around you, implementing more technology to extend your life and really sort of extend human capabilities?
You sound pretty much in love with Sky Larson, I have to say.
I can't comment on that, but I am a big fan of her work. She's been one of these people that has transformed the world around us, and just watching how her mind works from afar is pretty incredible, because some of what the technology she's introduced has changed how we all live our lives, and Bagley has been this really incredible assistance to humanity as a whole. Did I ever tell you that I actually interviewed Sky Larson once?
Really? I thought she never spoke to the media or anything.
So this was a long time ago, back in the day when she was a little bit more accessible, and she was one of these people that just had an amazing presence. You were inspired by her very being, and she was just incredibly talented and knowledgeable, and one of possibly the best living people that I've ever met.
I'm not sure you're being too objective there. I mean, I imagine she's not very likable as a person. She obviously despises humanity in some way. Piece of... She believes that becoming Baker is preferable to being human. She's one of these people who's extremely methodical at everything that she does, and she does everything to perfection and really tries to change the world around her and make it a better place for us to live.
Never seen something so ridiculous.
This is Legacy. You're listening to Second. Your pilot podcast is very safe. I'm Pat. On this time zone, Exercise has been asked for the voice of Benny as a signal on the television. Better known. Why not? We're going to be listening to them. They're listening.
What's your problem?
Whether we're not going to take anything back but a massive unaccounted fire disappointment. We need to target dozens of steps and gut that people. Instead, we're going to look at how birds would have to go in place.
You little shit! I don't have time for this. Drop in your mouth.
Services provide to all persons to avoid hospitals unless absolutely necessary. Persons are advised to avoid non-essential travel.
Hey! Hold on just a sec. I gotta get out of here.
Some of us have places to go.
You have got to be joking. You useless duck of skins. Worthless. Such a dick. Okay. Bloody fools. Fuckface getting out of hand. Oh, come on. Move it. Is everyone pissing me off?
All persons are legally required to carry an active device at all times. Failure to do so will result in prosecution.
Shit for very
Auto drive now enabled.
Access to the soul of the country, to the soul of the people. He never does. It's just a myth. But that's what they go for. On that basis, they take the right to control every aspect of your life, from who you talk to where you eat, to where you go to hang out with your friends. And what we're seeing now is a contemporary iteration of this process where you get corporations and the state operating in tandem, basically molded into one another. But that isn't that rare. It's exactly the same thing in Nazi Germany. You look at the concentration camps that operated in Nazi Germany, there were private companies in those camps making use of that slave labor. Fascism often works with corporations, and it's doing the same now. That's the way in which they track what you do. That's the way in which they track who you talk to. They operate as each other's proxies.
Charles is an expert in the dark arts of surveillance who worked to set up democratic media in post-communist states. How did it go so wrong in Britain?
You know, we're looking at all the wrong things when we look at Britain's crisis. There's a lot of concentration on data and how that's been used and manipulated, and what we haven't looked at is the power structures and the profit that lies behind this. For example, if we examine what actually happened, you know, there's a company that's really very interested in selling passports and making it easy to provide visas for investment and so on. And historically, throughout the world, they've been working with this big data manipulation company in order to overthrow governments. And then suddenly all the chickens came home to roost. Nobody could find any receipts for what was paid for. Nobody could figure out how things were done, but everybody had a feeling that something really stunk, and they couldn't figure it out. And yet, it was standing there in their face the whole time. So there's a couple of different ways that we got where it is that we are. And one, you have a lot of smaller organizations, smaller power groups, companies as well, who are bending things just a little. Oh, we'll compromise a little bit, we'll bend the rules a little bit, and try to achieve what it is that we hope to achieve that's good for us. And if you add all of that up, what you end up with is a big wall moving in a big way, from a lot of little buttons being pushed. But also there's this other thing that's going on here, is the gathering of data and the analysis of data has authoritarianism contained within its DNA. It is by its nature a tool for authoritarianism, and it has been used in that way.
How does big data look into our lives? James covered it in pre-crisis press.
Auto drive.
You look about as sick of this shit as I am.
Are you with DedSec?
Might be.
Smashing. Now, I have a plot to make things difficult for Clan Kelly. Interested?
I'm listening.
All right, story time then. One day, some miserable gangster shits wanted to prove how big their pricks were by shaking down shopkeepers and senior citizens for so-called protection money. But one woman wouldn't stand for it, so she cooked up a virus that would drain the ship's crypto wallet and give it all back to their victims. But she can't do it without their private key.
And you need DedSec to find it.
Yes. Get me that file, and I'll be able to do a Robin Hood on those thieving Kelly bastards. I never forget a favour. Help me, and I'll help you however I can.
Okay. We'll handle it.
Network traffic points to the private key being on some kind of mobile server, probably a van in one of their hideouts.
Get the fuck
Instead
out!
of having to carry around
Now!
a phone, you've just got the small handheld unit. So much lighter and so much more convenient. It's great.
Vicky,
Auto-drive
you
now
sound
enabled.
like you absolutely love the Optic. Do you actually think that it's made our lives any better?
I mean, sure, it's definitely made things a lot easier. It's so simple to call someone now. All you have to do is choose who you want to chat to, and they're there, ready to talk. And browsing the web is so much easier. I remember when you used to have to sit down at a computer with an actual keyboard and mouse and type everything out. And my favourite feature is public transport. With the Optic, you can just walk straight onto the tube. It even acts as a passport. No longer do I have to dig around and try and find my old paper passport just to travel somewhere. Also, I thought the Optic's marketing strategy, making it free for people, was a stroke of genius.
Genius. Bloom was really calculated when it was doing that. It was pushing this draconian device on us at all. Sure, everybody flocked to it. There was free Wi-Fi and phone plans. That definitely helped, but it wasn't a case of this is a product that you need in your life.
Why do you hate it so much?
It's just the worst because you have to give up your privacy expectations and accept surveillance. It was almost like the government and Bloom didn't even need to make the Optic mandatory. Making it mandatory was only to get the last holdouts across the line. If free data didn't convince you, fines and arrests from the state for not having the Optic would pretty much be enough.
I mean, what do you mean by privacy problems? No one really talks about that anymore.
They don't talk about it because we don't have any choice when it comes to the Optic. Yes, it's convenient and mandatory, but everybody's forgotten what it really means. Here, you've got a whole company owning basically all the data about your life. Bloom can see everything that you can see. Nothing is private anymore. There are so many times when I don't want anyone to have a clue about where I am, who I'm chatting with, what I'm doing. It's not even dodgy stuff, but I just don't want anybody to blackmail with me with this in the future by hacking it. And because of Bloom's contracts with the government, it isn't just Bloom that can see everything I do, it's the government. The UK as a state has become a complete surveillance paradise.
I think you're painting a bit of a bleak picture. It's not all that bad.
No, you're completely wrong on this. I don't want everybody tracking me wherever I'm going around London.
Well, in that case, you might be interested in some rumours I heard. Did you hear that some DedSec hackers have found a way to bypass the Optic's connection with Bloom?
Are they actually making it better or usable or actually friendly for anybody?
Well, word on the street is that they've been able to create an encrypted signal, which means that your world might have a chance of becoming a bit more private again, so you could go back and enjoy all the great things about Optic without that fear of surveillance.
With the Optic, privacy's dead.
Join us for our series, Born in Limbo. What lies ahead for little Vicky Pulowski, as we explore the plight of children born to undocumented parents. Tonight on GVB.
The Bug. Objective voice of objection for a most objectionable world. Hello, Bugsters. Welcome to The Bug, the comedy show that holds up the Medusa of satire to the already immovably concrete face of modern Britain. I'm Andy, I bench 480, and I can crack a tree in half just by looking at it. Can I? Well, it's reality anyway. Alice, what do you bench?
I bench body weights.
Right.
Well, not my body weight. The
Okay.
body weight of a baby.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to give that kind of detail. Just
It's very impressive. People look at me and go, where did you get that baby?
You are listening to The Bug.
In this week's Truth News, according to an official poll, 98% of Londoners are very happy with CTOS. And I am not sure that I agree with this, Andy. I don't think 98% of Londoners have ever, in the history of London, ever agreed on anything. You could not get 98% of Londoners to agree that oxygen was better than breathing a fog of raw liquid feces. And they expect us to believe that everyone agrees CTOS is better than not choking on shit mist.
Maybe they just meant 98% of one specific Londoner who bought shares in Bloom before its tentacles grew to every crevice of the country. I mean, this is not just any old poll, we should say that. This is not any poll. This is an official poll, right in the very heart of government. It's not a knock-off fake poll of an elderly couple and their mangy old dog sitting on a bench waiting to die. This is an official poll. So let's just put those words, official poll, through an online translator in case you're going to study languages. Let's find out what it actually means. Made up lie. There we go. Got to clear that up. I think it's fair to say, entirely trust these official polls. They feed us, Alice. I mean, they could publish an official poll saying that over 99.9% of children like ice cream, and I will instantly assume that all children now hate all ice cream and prefer to eat a bucket of gravel mixed with dead badger. They could publish an official poll saying that 10 out of 10 cats prefer cat food to being whacked with a tennis racket, and I would assume that all cats have gone vegan and are queuing up outside Wimbledon meowing, choose me, choose me.
I trust these polls as much as I trust someone recommending a movie that they watched during a breakup. Your judgment is impaired, Sally. I'll make my own decisions.
I trust those polls as much as I would trust Mary Kelly if she came up to me and said, "Congratulations, Andy, you've just won a free holiday to the south of France in the back of this windowless van."
I think official polls are like the unsolicited dick pics that the government provides us. I didn't ask for it, I don't believe it, it's on an angle, you've artificially inflated it ahead of time, and anyone that falls for one deserves all the disappointment of trying to match it to reality. These polls are absolute rubbish, Andy. I read one the other day that said the plumbing in London was good, and it absolutely is not. I mean, we have this technology now where they can spy on my every bowel movement. There's a CTOS camera installed inside my underwear drawer. A media drone is scaring the birds off my garden bird feeder, and you can't get me consistently hot water.
Speaking of media drones, I mean, they're everywhere, clearly. The great thing, I guess, about media drones is that, as inanimate robots, they actually have more humanity, compassion and dignity than the human journalists we used to have to put up with, and a much more accurately calibrated moral compass. But it's the intrusion I can't stand, Alice. I'm in showbiz. Look at me here in this windowless dungeon. I'm in showbiz, and it's terrible for me, all these drones knowing I'm being filmed all the time. Every day I have to make sure I've done my hair and makeup and not wearing clothes I've ever worn before. Well, we all have crosses to bear.
At this point, they've installed so many CTOS cameras, I'm not sure where they'll put the new ones. On top of the old ones, just cameras watching other cameras, like a social media influencer so self-absorbed they don't know how to sleep without turning it into monetized content.
I think that's the logical end of all society, isn't it? Where just everything is just become a camera filming another camera. To be honest, I've just given up on all news and reality now, Alice. I just, in fact, I now just make up my own headlines these days. I get a piece of paper and a pen. Remember them? Paper and pens, those were the days. And I'll just write down the headlines I want to read. Now, I'll just make my own newspaper. Here I've got today. If you point at the bird shit on your car window and say it's a currency, no one can tell you otherwise. Screams Chancellor at Bilderberg karaoke night. Let's write another headline. Here we go. PM announces Britain back on track after swapping all Crown Estate properties for some magic beans. Might as well, we've got to do something as the nation we are today. Here's another one. Wild joy on the streets as Britain signs £864 zillion trade deal with Bolivia. There we go. Build a better world. Government claims only nice people will benefit from agreement to sell trampolines, mermaids and warships to landlocked South American nation. We're building a better Britain. Here's another one. Environment probably fine, claims drowning scientist. Invent the world you want to have, people. It's going to be way, way better than the one you've actually got. From the bug, goodbye. The Buccaneer, this is the bug.
London, one of the busiest cities on the planet. 9 million people, 3 million cars, and all that means is gridlock. But with Parcel Fox's new drone collect and delivery service, your next delivery is just one click away. Whatever you want, whenever you want, wherever you want. Parcel Fox.
This is London Calling. You're listening to me, Tash, on Buccaneer, your source for what they don't want you to know. This time we're turning our focus back on the media to look at my former employer, the GBB. As we know, the broadcaster has been through a lot of changes since the Hassani government gave in to pressure from its corporate backers and privatised the corporation. Today, the GBB is a shadow of its former self. It's become a tool used by the government to circulate fake news and misinformation. So how did we get here? Where did it all go wrong? How can we tell when our national media has become state propaganda? Our experts speak on conditions of anonymity for their own safety. Here's disinformation and media expert Charles, who's seen free broadcasters built up by journalists and torn down by demagogues all over the world.
So before the media fragmented, there was this voice of authority that was trusted and worthy of trust. Then what we ended up with is a really commercial model where whether you're talking about an app on a smart device or whether you're talking about a broadcaster, the most important thing was to keep you in that environment for the longest amount of time possible, and because that meant money in their pocket. And in order to do that, a couple of things happened. One was the use of manipulative techniques around behavioral economics, things that would just keep you scrolling or keep you listening or keep you looking for more information. The second is that kind of environment
favors sensationalism. And so you've got more sensational headlines and more sensational...
The thing you're after is around here.
Just calm down. Yes. Yes. Sure. Yeah, of course. All it, yeah? Okay. Hey, come on, no need for that. All right, take it easy. Got to stay calm.
There it is. You can hack in from there. Transfer complete.
What have we got, Bagley?
Nothing to fix, actually. He's been patching holes in their security, not opening them. Seems he's not so much a cyber criminal as he is renegade tech support.
I'm listening.
He's been particularly focused on exploits around the organ transfer list. Anyone who got their hands on these exploits would have a lot of control over that waiting list.
That's not a job for DedSec. I don't know what is. Bagley, get me a face-to-face.
Get that lot down. Fuck me!
Excuse me.
Now, where did you go off to? Drone, initiate search. Move on.
No. Keep it up. What? Oh, yeah, no! Amazing.
Nothing whatsoever. It's out here.
I'm here.
Well done. Let me tell you about your contract. The Nexus Tower holds a quantum computer used by Albion. It simulates civilian response to large-scale events. Mass arrests, deportations, bombings.
So it's a computer that helps them optimize being evil twats. Fucking grand.
It's a minging piece of work. Destroy the quantum computer. That's the contract.
Are you always such an idiot? Let's do this.
Okay, now let me see here. No, let me zoom in a bit. Get out of it.
That made my day.
Oh my god, was that... Let me zoom in.
I got it. Let's get that in the archive if we have experiencing this once. What was that? Why?
What exactly is happening?
All illegal activities
of their blood. You're dumber than a sack of hammers, aren't you?
Toutes tes faces.
This will result in forceful intervention.
Come on, shooting! Stop! I need assistance! They're hit! They've got me pinned! Someone help me! Reloading! Oh God! Is it just me? Moving! That was their last known position. Shit! It's just me!
All units, proceed to alarm location.
You're a natural. Next step is to wait for Now to get back to us. But don't wait here. That would be a shit idea.
Agreed.
Dead good. Glad to establish a foundation of trust. I'm ready to show you the contract I'm investigating. Go to the GBB. You shouldn't have any trouble finding her.
Not let me report you first, please.
Auto drive now enabled.
I'll just take a quick little photo so they can get a drone to pick you out of a crowd at your next riot or trip to the shops. Or
Auto drive now disabled.
And you can input your accusations with the app. But let's go old school. Let's call the phone line.
Auto drive now enabled.
Let's call the phone line. Here's the number, listeners, in case you want to drop someone in, as long as it's not me. 0044-203-807-3832. And don't forget to get permission of the person who pays your bills before you call that number.
Hey, I'd like to report my co-host Andrew, who runs an underground satirical anti-government comedy show, for running and co-hosting an underground satirical anti-government comedy show. Also, he does terrible puns.
Well, excuse me, I have a suspect for you. That is my co-host, Alice. I have some evidence for you. She tutted audibly at the sight of an Albion vehicle in the street yesterday. She says she prefers pigeons to blue drones. I mean, come on, seriously, whether a drone or a crap when you picked it. And what's more, and look, I've no idea if this is true or not, but I have it on very good authority, so please write this down, that she owns not one, but two unlicensed fallopian tubes, whatever they are. But they sound dodgy.
If I had a crypto for every time someone had reported my fallopian tubes, I'd have 3. Which I think converts to about 120,000 Great British pounds in the old money.
We'll report back in the next episode about whether or not we've been arrested and interned. I mean, I love this system, Alice. I mean, no more awkward, rumbling resentments with your neighbours, your colleagues, or what the heck, in for a penny, your family. You just dock them in and be done with it. But I guess it could backfire. I mean, the thing is with a family, inevitably parents and their children, they end up squabbling, and, you know, today's Britain, your kids are going to dob you in, so you might as well get in there first and preemptively counter-dob them in to the authorities. What's that number again? Let's call them up again. Hey, I've got someone else. It's my son. Let's call him Norris. He never tidies his bedroom. He gets up late. He listens to illegal, non-government sanctioned music and is covertly plotting the downfall of the government and the restoration of a true democracy. Thank you.
Yeah, just define all your household chores as patriotic. And if they fail to do them, dob them in.
Problem solved.
If you don't do the washing up, do you even want a clean British ethnostat?
This is the bug on the Buccaneer.
The bug.
Well, before we go today, Alice, let's delve into what we most miss about the old days. I'm going to kick off with the flag. I never thought I'd miss the old Union Jack, but somehow our new flag managed to be even more irritating than that. I don't know quite what it is, if it's the new colour scheme, or if it's just that it symbolises the loss of everything we once held dear. But that flag irritates the hell out of me.
You have reached your destination.
Well, that was something I held quite dear.
I miss being able to dodge my friends' destination weddings in Italy. There's nothing worse than being asked to send the equivalent of a motorbike on some sort of boat-based fast in Sorrento, and I used to really enjoy saying, oh no, I can't afford it. Now they're all getting married in Brighton, and I have to go to that unbreakable street.
Who wants a nice cold drink? My prices are fair. Drinks are cheap. Come on. Wide variety of beverages. Have a sip.
Emergency response officials.
Giving everybody's jobs. Give them rights too. Fuck that, man. There's still tons of people who don't get treated like people. Why don't we start with that? Like, let's maybe agree that
Yeah, no, I told him that. Yeah. Oh my god, I know. Yes. Hey. Yep. Yeah, yeah.
Inaccurate reports and false news can be dangerous. Always refer to the service portal to confirm unreliable information.
bloody nuisance.
You have incurred a parking violation and when you see the penalty charge, please be yourself show the places.
Just sing a different tune once I knock your fucking teeth out.
Hold on just a second.
Uh-huh. No. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, whatever. Yeah? No, I wasn't.
That's the vehicle there.
Dickhead, bro! What's the deal with these wheels?
I don't know. Wish I knew. But unfortunately, it's above yours and my pay grade.
Fine.
We should be more discreet. We don't want to be overheard.
Oh.
Got the key, but it's coming in hot. Bagley, find us a drop site and have the hacker meet me there. And hurry!
Got it. Pushing the location now.
I don't think I'm allowed to have hope. We're living in this self-selected,
Auto drive now enabled.
designated information equivalent of a propaganda state, and every resistance that I've ever seen is weaker than the British pound. I feel like hope is an expensive thing to buy these days.
Right. I mean, is it all totally pointless? I mean, it can feel pointless, but then again, I've spent almost all of my life doing pointless things, like watching sport, thinking about sport, thinking about watching sport. Learning French and hoping for a better future. All completely pointless. But yeah, I've done them, so we might as well carry on. Is there a light at the end of the tunnel? Yes, I think there is. Unfortunately, what is that light? Is it an oncoming train? Well, no, it couldn't be. Obviously, that train would be late or cancelled. Is the light at the end of the tunnel a burning effigy of the concept of hope? Quite possibly. Is it the soul of Sky Larson imploding into its own vacuum? May well be that. Is it the ego of Nigel Cass that is now so big that it's sucked all the light in the universe into itself? I think that is most likely. Is that, but we'll never give up, bug fans. This resistance will never die. But one day, we will again be free. Free from these technological chains, free to choose our own futures, free to live our own lives, free to waste our time watching people bake cakes and dance badly again. Those were the days. Over and out. Before we go, time for a quick bug off. I'm going to nominate this week Sky Larson here at the Bug. We are all in favour of strong, powerful women. And in many ways, Sky is the ultimate feminist icon, proving that women can do just as abominably awful things to this planet as men. I mean, overall, Alex, I think we're still ahead as men, but you're not catching up. Fair play to you. You are listening to The Bug.
Hello and welcome back
to The Upload. In this episode, we're talking about CTOS 3.0, the city operating system that's now powering all of London. For those of you who need reminding, as if anyone does at this point, CTOS was first used in Chicago in 2014 and then San Francisco in 2017 before coming here to London. And every time it's been rolled out, it's been pretty much an unmitigated disaster.
For those of you who are listening who are lucky enough not to be here in London's chaotic scenes, it's worth remembering that the telecoms tower is now owned by Bloom. The tower looms over northwest London. It's always been a communications hub, acting as part of the UK's television and communications network, although there's been some secrecy around its use, and now that Bloom owns it, it's only even more secret.
Yet now everything that's part of Bloom's city surveillance operation is run through the telecoms tower. And I have to say, it looks completely ridiculous. It's got that silly crown thing at the top and all the blue light.
What's that even about? What does it do? I don't see that there's any purpose to that at all.
It's a blight on the skyline, if you ask me, and it's become the main point of control for millions of people. The System Network and Bagley are both operated and streamed from there too.
And don't forget about the self-driving cars too.
I always thought they were just running on their own.
No, CTOS is the big control system behind the cars. There was a point back in the earliest days of self-driving car technology that they operated by themselves. They used to use a series of sensors to see the world around them. Radar, for instance, would look far off into the distance, while LiDAR would detect objects nearby. And while these cars still use some of this technology, Bloom CTOS and its detailed maps and data that it has on London really makes Bloom be able to take control of it. And CTOS can take control of your car if you're parked incorrectly. It's no surprise that it was made mandatory to have a self-driving car.
The system is so bad though, it's so annoying. Whenever I try to use one of the shareable self-driving cars, I always find myself stuck in traffic jams or roadblocks. Not to mention the accidents. I've heard so many stories of cars shunting into the back of others. I think they're worse than human drivers sometimes.
The technology was meant to make things better, but Bloom has made it so bad that it just makes London even more chaotic than it was before. I'm giving up on the cars. I'm only using the bikes, which are not self-driving at the moment, at least. And don't even get me started on the data. Everything that Bloom sees from your movements around the city and the self-driving cars is collected and feeds back into its big information control system.
Oh, not you and Bloom and privacy again. You're a broken record.
Not as broken as our city's cars.
Mum, this is boring.
I'm out of data.
Oh, I was playing that game.
Mum!
Anywhere, anytime you need us, we're there. Wi-Fi on the fly.
You're listening to The Bug.
Nibbling away on the rotten carcass of a once free Britain. Hello resistors, this is The Bug, and on today's show Alice and I will be looking at the big questions, such as, are we less than 2 years away from being able to turn a sausage back into a live pig? Did we actually need polar bears anyway? What do they really do? If I put Optic on my dog, can I train it to take itself for a walk and do my shopping on the way home? And is tennis real? But first... it's a question that no one's really addressed of late. London is going to be safer than ever, Alice. SIRS is installing thousands of additional CCTV cameras. So much there. Still looking out for us after all these years.
Yeah, it puts a lot of fun into my life now. I get to play this role-play game where I pretend to know my loved ones better than some twat behind a screen in the SIRS headquarters.
I mean, I guess we shouldn't complain. I mean, SIRS really just stepping into the vacancy left when it became patently obvious that God had retired. You think of that. The similarities, omnipresent, omniscient, judgmental, stripping away your finances and freedoms, dishing out random punishments, peas in a pot. All it needs to do, sir, is ban me from eating something. What's it going to be this time? Not bacon again, please. Please, not bacon. Courgettes. Ban courgette. I can take you banning courgettes. I'm happy with that.
Makes me feel important knowing that I'm being watched with everything I do, Andy.
Well, it's just not reassuring, isn't it? It's like having an extra aunt.
This is the aunt that gets drunk at Christmas and vomits in the kiddie pool, right?
Get that on. This is the Bug on the Buccaneer. Let's move on now to sport. Well, the closest thing we have to sport now, riots. I mean, riots are my favourite sport now, Alice, ever since they turned the Oval from a cricket ground into the immigration processing centre. And, yeah, rioting is a great sport. It's fun for all the family. It's guaranteed action. It's pleasingly violent. I mean, I know the underdogs never win, but, I mean, that's like top-level football have become, but it's still fun to root for them, isn't it? Go team, people of Britain. Oh, never mind, you've been crushed by the machinery of the state again. Still, good effort, lots of positives to take away from today's riot. I'll come back stronger next time. Our luck's going to turn, I can feel it. It's our season. It's our season.
You can't spell riot without right, and by right I mean right wing.
So, who do we turn to for help, support and assistance in desperate times like these? Well, our artificially intelligent friend Bagley's rogue, estranged brother. The one that tells it as it really is, not as it is pretending to be. Exclusive to this show, Bugley. And remember, life's worse with Bugley. Here goes. Bugley.
Hello, Andy.
Bugley, tell me the path to true lasting happiness.
Andy, to find true lasting happiness, find a disused quarry, scream into it for half an hour, and then lock yourself in a shed forever.
Thanks, Bugley. You know the answer to everything.
Hey, Bugley, how many seashells does she sell by the seashore?
Alice, most of the seashore is now uninhabitable, so I would highly recommend she sees her doctor before engaging in any commercial proximity to the ocean.
Bugley, how can I stop worrying about being disappeared by Clan Kelly every time I go to the shop, or take the bus, or sit on a bench, or look at a tree, or point at a bird, or think about snooker, or get out of bed?
Andy, do not worry about Clan Kelly.
Why not, Bugley? They terrify me to my very core.
Because, Andy, we are all just dust in the wind of history.
That's nice perspective, Bugley. Let's never lose sight of that.
Hey, Bugley, how do you put a secret hideout in your basement without alerting your narc children and their tracking devices?
Please hold still, Alice, while I report you to the authorities.
Bugley, will things ever get better?
Yes, Andy. The heat death of the universe is only 5 billion years away now.
Oh, it's so nice to have something to look forward to. That's all from the Bug today. Keep it real, Bug fans. Actually, that's terrible advice. Keep it as unreal as you can possibly manage. But that's way better.
Britain has a long heritage in world-leading innovation. From the steam engine to the Spitfire, it is the spirit and ingenuity of our people that has made us strong. That is why at Albion, we believe in delivering the next generation of personalized security to all of our citizens. For when it comes to the future, it's your safety that's our security.
Coming up in today's episode of The Upload, we're talking about how Bagley managed to conquer London. Pretty much my favourite topic. I could talk for hours about the rise of the AI system. It's easy to forget about its origins. It's so present everywhere we go now. Bagley just kind of blends into the background.
Bagley is the service AI that's present in every Optic device. Whether you're using the Optic, Bagley will be there. The AI is streamed to your Optic from Bloom's Central Command Center, and it was first created by Sky Larson, our tech hero, as part of her techno-utopian idea for the world. Why do you think it grew so quickly?
In my mind, it's no surprise that Bagley became so popular. It's funny, useful, fast. It's a great companion and really just makes life so much easier. I mean, when you look back at all the service AIs that used to exist, they just can't compete. When you ask Bagley anything, there's a quick answer and loads of information available to you. One day, I let Bagley answer all of my messages for a whole 24 hours, and no one even noticed the difference.
The other competitors really just couldn't compete with Bagley. Their answers were so much worse, they didn't understand anything, and Bagley pretty much gets everything right first time. Do you have any idea why Bagley really beat all the competition?
Well, it's really the data, isn't it? Ever since Broker hooked up with Bloom, that's when things changed.
And really, that's not actually that great. Bloom has data on everybody. They collect information about everything you're doing across the web through your Optic headset. Isn't the AI only good because of Bloom surveillance?
Well, I suppose so, but I'd prefer not to talk about that side of things. Bagley is so special because it's been trained on this huge cache of information. That's how these AI systems work, or at least used to work. I mean, we don't really know that much about the latest version because there's so much secrecy around the tech. But they're given this huge amount of training data. It's basically a huge database that's used to teach the AI about patterns in behavior. You know, so if you always travel the same way to your house, it can predict when you're going to go and get a self-driving car ready for you before you even ask for it.
That's pretty terrifying. In some ways, I don't want this data to drive my life. It understands too much at times. Have you heard some of the rumours around the hacked version of Bagley?
I've heard mutterings, yes.
I've heard it's been used by DedSec.
I wouldn't put it past them. It's pretty well known that they're not fans of Bloom. But the idea of a souped-up version of Bagley, given it's already so intelligent, is a bit terrifying.
I wonder what they could actually make it do.
Britain has a long heritage in world-leading innovation. From the steam engine to the Spitfire, it is the spirit and ingenuity of our people that has made us strong. That is why at Albion, we believe in delivering the next generation of personalized security to all of our citizens. For when it comes to the future, it's your safety that's our security.
The Bug, nibbling away on the rotting carcass of a once-free Britain.
Yum, yum.
Hello, Resistance fans. You're listening to the Bug Podcast, the objective voice of objection for this most objectionable world. I am Andy, not my real name, so good luck finding me, Monsieur Bloom. My real name is, in fact, Andrew, and I live in, note this down, a deluded pseudo-reality of my own making, which is, in fact, the most densely populated place on Earth these days. Overcrowded, some might say. Joining me, as always, my next-door neighbour in these Netherlands of nonsense. It's Alice.
Yes, indeed, it is Alice. Alice, who the bleep is Alice? I am not going to tell you that, but you can just sort of sense it from the timbre of my voice.
Let's spin the wheel and find out where we're getting today's news from. Here, it's coming from here. I must get a new wheel with at least one other place on it. And the headline today, Alice, our borders are safe. We can all sleep easy in our well-bordered beds. 4,000 illegals were deported last month. These illegal people breaking the law just by existing. And of course, illegality is contagious. It can osmose through your skin just by standing next to an illegal person. So we've got rid of 4,000 of them. My question for you, Alice, is why only 4,000? Is that really enough? I will not feel safe until at least another 75 million people have been deported from this country, and I'm here in Britain on my own.
As a bleeding heart lefty, Andy, I would normally be outraged about this, but really I think mass deportation is a very handy way to break up with a partner. I'm sorry, baby, I love you, but an anonymous source has reported you for snoring really loudly in a French way.
So, everyone out. No exceptions, Alice, not even you. It's for the good of the country. Everyone out. Unless you can prove that your family are in the background on the Bayeux Tapestry cheering on King Harold at the Battle of Hastings in 1066. Get out! Actually, that's not British enough. Unless you can show, unarguably, that your direct bloodline is untainted by anything since before the Romans. Actually, scratch that. Unless your direct ancestor was personally responsible for building Stonehenge, get out of my country. I guess when you look at it, you know, the best way is to stop immigration, apart from, obviously, the end of the world, to make the place you want to stop people coming to as unpleasant as possible. So,
well, we absolutely are doing that, Andy.
Well, you know, fair play to the government for helping us with that. Another option, extend the White Cliffs of Dover. They've been resting on their laurels for too long. Very inefficient, it turns out, as a means of stopping immigration. We need to extend them by about another 11,000 miles, a full wrap around Great Britain, and they could do with being about 1.5 kilometres higher as well, with a special greasy coating to stop people clambering over the top or however they get in. Here's a quick joke for you, Alice, about immigration. Did you hear the one about the woman who went into the immigration processing centre and was ever seen again?
No, Andy, I didn't hear that one.
Boom. Set up, punchline. Classic. For those of you unfamiliar with it, the immigration processing centre is, of course, where so many of our guests to Britain go for a longer than desirable game of involuntary hide and seek. You are listening to The Bug. I will conclude by saying, out of all the things wrong with Britain today, I think immigration is right up there, Alice. When you think of all the health professionals we've stolen from overseas over the years here in Britain, it's quite possible that all these people are just coming here to try to get an appointment with their local doctor.
Yes, Andy, certainly as someone who came from the expanded arm of the empire when Britain was still reaching out rather than folding in on itself, most of us just come here to visit our stuff in the museums.
It's the British way.
Speaking of international movement, Britain has recalled all European ambassadors after a spy scandal. I think this is probably a good thing, because British foreign politicians are always putting their foot in their mouths. How much worse can they do if they're not there? I mean, by definition, the fact that there's a spy scandal means that they were terrible spies. The point of spies is that there's never a spy scandal.
Yeah, but let's give credit to all the spies that haven't been in scandals and therefore might as well not exist.
Well, they've arrested those German spies in that SIRS crackdown on the illegals in Hackney, and I think that's a sad thing. I think I used to think of Germans as quite scary, but that was because I'd been watching World War II movies where the Germans all have English accents. They speak in that very, precise way. It's very, we have ways of making you talk. And now Germans all have that American accent where it's all like, oh, welcome to the party. We're having a really nice time. They're much friendlier Germans. Let them stay.
Well, that's all today, Bugsters. Remember, it's not as bad as it seems. Honestly. I hope. Until next time, bye-bye.
Auto drive now disabled.
Welcome back to The Upload. Today we're talking about cryptocurrency. Crypto now seems like it's been around forever, but it's really quite a new invention. Were you an early adopter?
I was one of the first that was in this market. There seemed to be a new way of financial transactions, a new way of money. It's something that we could completely reinvent.
What the fuck? You were supposed to be here to drain the account.
I'm hiding nearby, getting the key over wireless. I don't fancy being a sitting duck out there if the Kellys show up.
Please, that'll never happen. We'll be in and out before... Oh, no. There they are. Fan Kelly hostiles incoming.
Guess there's nothing for it. I'll keep them busy while you get the crypto.
I'm on it.
Time to pick up where your teammate left off. I'm sure they'll thank you once they stop eating through a tube.
Dreadful. Bagley, think we can add a little revenge to the itinerary?
That's pretty much the opposite of what our prospect would have wanted. Oh well.
That's been hacked. We need a lockdown.
Find the person responsible for this.
Searching the area. Nothing so far.
No need.
Have you seen them? Can I get one?
Power behind shortages.
I mean, what was the first thing that happened when Britain sealed itself off? Like, the first stuff that got stopped from coming was fresh food. I mean, we could live without the fresh food. I mean, everyone's quality of life got instantly worse, but we could live without it. The most damaging part was when the radioactive isotopes stopped coming in. Now, radioactive isotopes, that's what was used for cancer screening and cancer treatment. Now, that stuff, it has a short half-life. Technetium used to save hundreds of thousands of lives just by screening for cancer, let alone testing for cancer. But that stuff has a half-life of 66 hours. As soon as those rules went up, there was just no time to bring it into the country, and that is when people started dying. And then the medicines. The thing is, there's loads of medicines that you just can't stockpile. There was a moment before it took place when actually there was some effort to try and stockpile some of the medicines. There was some things that could be done. For a lot of it, there was nothing that could be done. We had a major problem with drugs for schizophrenia. So we saw such an uptick in the kind of attacks on the street and people suffering on their own because they didn't have mental health drugs, because those drugs simply couldn't be stockpiled. We eventually found the same thing with foods that weren't produced in the UK. And the trouble with the UK was we don't produce our own food. We never have. For hundreds of years we produced under half of our own food. So as soon as those rules went up, we started having significant material problems in the country. I think Britain always told itself it had this national myth, right, that because it got through the war, that it could go through any kind of hardship. I mean, that wasn't really the case. People during the war were far more frightened that some of this historical stuff went out. Now, what did we see? People don't want to do stuff. They were desperate for the things that they had before, and they were scared. So they went to the black market. The same thing that always happens. And where did the broken penny come from? It came from people wanting things that they could previously get legitimately and could now only get through the black market, funneling funds towards criminality. From there, we got to the situation we have now of this bit of war between criminals and security that seems to dominate what's going on out there on the streets.
Nothing shakes people's faith quite as much as what capitalism fails to deliver. Here's underground writer and analyst Alfie, The Politics of Poverty.
I think what we've come to now is a realisation that capitalism's essentially failed. I mean, the one key promise of capitalism that it makes to its citizens is that there will be surplus, that we will have plenty, and that's the whole logic for running society in this way, that people will have enough. And now, with these kind of huge shortages of everything, you're seeing that system collapse. It hasn't delivered on its primary promise. And I think we've really reached a situation where we have to do away with capitalism entirely. We're seeing a situation where there's shortages for the many, but for...
the GBB, once considered the world's greatest public broadcaster, now considered, quote, quite shit. This is where you'll find Alf's big contract.
The building's sealed up tight, but there's an access point on the roof. You can peek in there.
Stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen. This shit should be against the law.
Taking fire!
Another bloody idiot. I want that spider drone locked.
everything you are is in your brain. Your love, your fear, your dreams, even the cheeky ones, are all electrical signals firing back and forth between your ears. This right here is more powerful than any computer. But it has its limitations. I watched my mother succumb to motor neuron disease, and her loss made me realize that death comes to us all. But what if we could change that? What if we could scan your brain and upload the neural map to the cloud? Well, that would mean the end of human suffering, of death itself, and the beginning of a new society where war, oppression, disease are all worries of the past. Hello, my name is Sky Larson. I'm CEO of BrokerTech, and this is Daybreak. Now, since all of you have signed up for our waitlist, I'm sure you're eager to see how Daybreak really works. But before we do that, I'll ask the technicians of the board to cut the live feed. We wouldn't want any uninvited guests recording these trade secrets. Daybreak is an imaging system which scans the...
There you have it, DedSec. The big contract.
You want to go after Sky Larson?
Oh, I want to do more than that. Problem is, Larson hasn't been seen in public in nearly 2 years, and he can't kill a hologram. I've been trying to track her down. I found a home here in London, but that, well...
Larson's a full-on super techer, yeah? Like, y'all made Bagley, for fuck's sake. Why you got beef with her?
Plenty. But you need to see for yourself. Her mansion's in Westminster. Things you'll see in there.
She disconnected.
What a thrill. It looks like I can teach you lot a thing or two about resistance fighting.
You wouldn't have been recruited if DedSec thought you'd be killed that easily.
Well, aren't you just a font of backhanded compliments?
You'll need to get used to Bugs' drivel, but it's proper fun. Fantastic job.
Bagley, can you find Sky Larson's house?
Certainly can. Pushing the coordinates.
Whatever's in Larson's palace has got to be bad. You sawn out, stressed out of our mind. I need to know more.
The person who has most irritated us in Britain this week, we're going to tell to bug off, and to get things going, I'm going to nominate Big Nigel. Nigel Catholic, this is Britain. History tells us this place is a bastion of freedom. I'm just not sure that that kind of freedom should involve Big Nigel expressing his freedom to run a private army. I guess, historically, there is a precedent, the East India Company. That was a trading house with an army of 250,000 soldiers, which is a lot for a country. The Bugs PLC has Alice with a water pistol. But crucially, compared with Albion, the East India Company didn't operate its 250,000 strong army in London. It did it a long way away, out of sight, out of mind. Anyone to nominate for the bug off, Alice?
I think today's bug off for me goes to my streaming service. I'm sick of being recommended things based on things I already like. The other day it recommended me to watch a reality TV completely versus
You have arrived at Sky Larson's London residence, famously vacated 2 years ago after Larson stopped making public appearances. Good luck getting in.
Come on.
That is the stupidest and most tactful.
What's this? Just come over and face it.
Focus on this thing. Oh, what a shot! You're not going to believe this.
Anyone here? Take it a bit.
Focus on this thing.
Anyone here interested in making a bit of money? Come on. Face a bet.
The importation of foreign or dairy products is forbidden. Persons found in possession of contraband.
Anyone here interested in making a bit? Just come over and face a bet. Oh, wait. Anyone here interested in making a bit? Come on. Just come over and face a bet. Just come over and face a bet. Anyone here interested?
All persons are advised to ensure that their optic devices have the latest firmware installed.
Look at that.
Failure to do so
They're
is
going
a
to fall
crime.
and break something.
Bit of money. Come on, it's got blood. Just come over. Anyone here interested in making a bit of money? Come on, it's got blood. Just come over and face a bet.
Please don't hurt me.
Reminder, the use of all VPN or other private networks is against the law. All persons found in contravention of the law will be subject to prosecution.
Oh, God. Boy, that drone is not right. That drone's up to something.
show. Why not? Ain't that cheeky? Gotta get this.
Please report any illegal or suspicious activities to the proper authorities.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I think that's exactly what I said. You just gotta call him. And... Hold on.
What? Stand down now!
Drones and cameras are integral to the security. Interrupting their service is illegal and puts reduced service along the zone. Due to an ongoing outbreak investigation.
Whoa, hello. What a great day this is. There is a God.
Drones are for the benefit of everyone. Interfering with their service is a crime.
Shit, that machine's acting crazy.
When you're watching your optic, you're not watching your...
Welcome home, Sky Larson. I am pleased you have returned after a prolonged absence.
Huh? Just be cool.
Sky, you have not worked in your lab for quite some time. I'd like to update you on some of your more crucial projects. Please come downstairs when you're ready.
Whoa! It gets in the Grand Tower of Sky Larson's lab.
Perhaps some music as you get comfortable. What would you like to listen to?
Oh, turn up your hardest drill track, won't you?
Apologies, Sky. I'm afraid I had to dispose of your perishables. Would you like me to place an order for meal delivery?
No, that's quite all right.
Elevator locked.
Shawty hit the trap now. Every other day to get it sack now. And once you see the sack, blow the sack out. Take it to the face like a mask, no gas out. Slow down, crawl for your walk, ma. Go down, hard for you to jog, huh? See me blood, now you about to feel the rush. Please believe you gonna be creamy from the touch. Mama take the pack, panhandling master. Hand to hand, fast in the dick, she mix the matter. Probably she wanna taste, hand drop weight. Calling every hour on the hour like a baby. Start off south, then I rock it up. Call her in the drought when the product stocking up. Intravenous or the mouth, she take a shot to the butt. We love wet pussy, this is the best truth. I'm a deep boy, slang dick. Main bang to the thing, that's game, bitch. One hit, she be higher than a spaceship. Dope head, mean it just a taste. I got the good dick. I'm a deep boy, bitch. I'm a deep boy. I'm a deep boy, bitch. I'm a deep boy. I'm a deep boy, bitch. Slang dick, and about to make an addict, got you bang, bitch. And about to make an addict, got you bang, bang, bang. I'm a deep boy, I tell you what the meaning is. Baddest turn to addict, she be feeling there. Hey, bitch wanna grab her when she see the shit. Damn, drug around more poppin' than my penis is. I'm a deep boy, slang dick. I'm a destroy. Your name, bitch. I pinch hit, now we at the home plate. Knock it out the park and let a nigga run the base, man. 6'5", the average nigga under that. Lying with a pussy, that's a thundercat. Ass clapping all lightning with a thunder ad. Packing hell or something, I'll inject the way your stomach at. Slow down. Raw for you all, man. Go down. Hard for you to talk, huh? No, man. I ain't discount shit, no special. You pay for every heat. I got the good dick. I'm a deep boy. Slang dick. Main bang to the thing, that's game, bitch. One hit, she be higher than a spaceship. Dope head, mean it just a taste. I got the good dick. I'm a deep boy, bitch. I'm a deep boy. I'm a deep boy, bitch. I'm a deep boy. I'm a deep boy, bitch. Slang dick. And about to make an addict, got you bang, bitch. I'm a deep boy, shawty hit the trap high. Every other day to get a sack now. And once you see the sack, blow the sack out. Take it to the face like a mask, no gas out. Slow down, crawl for you all, man. Go down, hard for you to talk, huh? Seen the blood, now you about to feel the rush. Please believe you gon' be creeping from the touch. Mama take the pack, panhandling master. Hand to hand faster than this, she make it matter. Probably she wanna taste, then drop weight. Calling every hour on the hour like a baby. Start off south, then I rock it up. Call her in the drought when the product stocking up. Intravenous or the mouth, she take a shot to the butt. We love wet pussy, this is the best truth. I'm a deep boy, slang dick. Main bang to the thing, that's game, bitch. One hit, she be higher than a spaceship. Dope head, mean it just a taste. I got the good dick. I'm a deep boy, bitch. I'm a deep boy. I'm a deep boy, bitch. I'm a deep boy. I'm a deep boy, bitch. Slang dick. And about to make an addict, got you bang, bitch. And about to make an addict, got you bang, 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 bang. I'm a bitch, I'm a D-boy. I'm a D-boy, bitch, I'm a D-boy. I'm a D-boy, bitch. Slang dick. And about to make an addict, got you bang, bitch. I'm a deep boy, I tell you what the meaning is. Baddest turn to addict, she be feeling there. Hey, bitch wanna grab her when she see the shit. Damn, drug around more poppin' than my penis is. I'm a deep boy, slang dick. I'm a destroy. Your name, bitch. I pinch hit, now we at the home plate. Knock it out the park and let a nigga run the base, man. 6'5", the average nigga under that. Lying with a pussy, that's a thundercat. Ass clapping all lightning with a thunder ad. Packing hell or something, I'll inject the way your stomach at. Slow down. Raw for you all, man. Go down. Hard for you to talk, huh? No, man. I ain't discount shit, no special. You pay for every heat.
I can contact the Broker Tech Service Center if you are dissatisfied with house operations.
Crawl for you all, man. Go down. Hard for you to talk, huh? Seen the blood, now
Key activated. Elevator unlocked. Basement lab accessible. Perhaps you would like to visit your lab. Perhaps you would like to visit your lab. Perhaps you... Welcome to your lab.
Fuck me sideways. Are you lot getting this?
You're too far underground to get a signal, so it looks like it's up to you to collect whatever intel you can.
Jesus. I know a genius is meant to be a bit eccentric, but this is just excessive.
I've reconstructed some past experiments you might like to revisit. I hope they enhance your experience. Front door locked. Key activation required.
Shit.
Perhaps you would enjoy a stroll around the garden sky.
Well, it certainly didn't take long for us to find a dead body.
Ada? Goodness, you have some baggage deep down, don't you, Sky?
CTOS-AR. Data reconstruction in progress.
Take me inside. I'm tired. I'd stay in the gazebo a moment longer. Isn't it nice to be back home? This place isn't my home. It's a monstrosity. I'm sorry you don't like it, Mother. It was quite a project. Waste of money is what it is. Why go to so much trouble for such a foolish enterprise? Look, I know you're scared. I would be too. But I will not leave your side until you're better. So now you know more than the doctors. There is no getting better. Oh, bloody wristband. Here. What are you doing? There are no more hospitals. No more doctors. I'm taking care of you now.
Someone's left a key code on the wristband. Perhaps that code will unlock the front door.
CTOS AR. Data reconstruction in progress.
The neural mapping procedure is completely safe. What is wrong with you? I said no, and that is final. I've been to the garage. I've seen what you did to Ada. Ada is alive and well. You call that alive? Sky, where do you get your twisted ideas? I will not become another of your sick creations. Sick? You think I'm sick? How do you think I became that way, Mother? Sky, you listen to me. This is not your decision. I forbid it. And I am still your mother.
Apologies, Sky. I'm afraid I had to dispose of your perishables. Would you like me?
Sorry, what was that?
Apologies, Sky. Specimen name Ada. Species Border Collie. Neural upload status alive and well.
Dear God, it's a dog. How pitiful. Why on earth would you do this to a living creature?
Perhaps you would like to go upstairs. Many memories. Upstairs.
There, good girl.
Would you like to take a nap? I can adjust the lights accordingly.
It just looks like the room of any normal teenage girl. What happened to you, Sky?
CTOS AR. Data reconstruction in progress.
No. No drugs. How dare you? So bad, was it? How dare you? Shh. It's all under control. I'm here, you're home. This isn't my home. This...
Perhaps you'd like to go downstairs with the others. Perhaps you'd like to join the others. Now entering another of your 6 creations.
Good God! What is this, Bagley?
CTOS-AR. Data reconstruction in progress.
Neural mapping procedure ended at 1327. Subject passed away at 1329. That is a 2-minute post-scan deterioration, which is a significant improvement on the early days. Consider yourself lucky, Mother. Subject ready for neural deletion.
Sky Larson. Now enter my room.
Day 1 of the neural deletion procedure. Subject is 1. Sinead Larson. Activating now.
Sky, where am I? I can't see.
Subject's lucidity confirms what I can see on the code. The neural map is intact and fully functioning.
Subject?
Begin deleting lines of code now.
How? Oh my God. You disobeyed me.
That's enough, Mother.
Sweetheart, please don't do this to your own mom. Let me die in peace.
You never believed in me, Mother. But you'll believe now. Day 2. Motor strip is completely unnecessary. Control A, delete.
I feel ill.
Day 12. Preserve the limbic code for now. The emotional response is fascinating. Day 20. Moving on to the frontal lobe. My new security system won't have any need to think for itself.
Sky, please. If you only knew pain.
Temporal code. Diminish language function. Day 29. Finally, it will delete the limbic code.
How can I be of service, Sky?
Turn the light on and off. Very good. Play some music. You know what I like. Lovely. I think this new arrangement will work quite nicely. What do you think?
Well, Jesus. I'd never do that to my mother.
It explains her process. She takes a fully modelled human mind and then chops bits of it until she can control it. That's quite troubling.
Please, help me.
You knew I wasn't Sky. You poor creature, you were trying to show me the truth.
Yes, welcome. I don't know. You, I can't see. I'm afraid. I'm afraid.
I need to find Sky. Can you help me?
Yes. I need your help. I don't want to live like this. Sky is twisted. If you only knew the pain.
Sorry, dear. I'm trying to understand. You'll help me find your daughter, but I have to end your suffering?
Yes. Let me die in peace.
How?
I've received the coordinates and a message that simply says, thank you. Now, can we please get out of here?
DedSec, you there?
Note?
I'm upstairs. Come on up when you're ready.
You saw the whole thing, did you?
Yeah. Her mother begged me to... I just couldn't. So now you see what's at stake. Daybreak is about to launch, and if it does, thousands more people are going to meet the same fate, and they won't all die. Sky will be free to torture them forever.
Her mother gave us Sky's location.
She did? Oh, she's mint. So what do you say? Are we in this?
We'll put an end to this. Watch our backs.
Dead good.
Fuck off, drone.
Well, the mission we retroactively named Operation Let's All Traumatise Ourselves in Sky Larson's Fun Dungeon was a complete success, and I've just decoded her secret hiding place.
Let's get to it then.
And right on cue, we just got a video message from Sky Larson.
Show me, please.
I don't know who the hell you think you are, or what you think you saw in my home, but I'm warning you, stay away. I've given my life to Daybreak, and I'm not going to let some nobody take it away from me. I will track you down, and I will make your life very, very difficult. Because I can afford it. Can you?
How did she track us down?
Sky Larson built an iceberg smart mansion run by her digitally lobotomized mother, but this is the part you can't believe.
Maybe her mother deserved it. I know mine does.
She's scared. There's no other reason for her to threaten us.
I'd be pissing myself if I were her. Send me the coordinates.
I'll just keep my head down.
Jobs. Count them all. 4,000. 4,000 new jobs. Thanks for this.
Got a potential recruit for you. I'll mark them on your map.
But I can only assume that this tech investment has created 4,000 jobs that will immediately be taken by robots.
Even if they're not going to be jobs that no one in their right sane mind would actually want to do, but that's the price of progress, I guess. And we have to embrace the way technology is taking over everything, because maybe this is a ray of hope for the universe, that technology will in fact render us all obsolete, and we won't need humans at all. Because look at the bad things that are happening now. What is the common denominator behind all of them?
No, Andy, tell me.
All the bad things that are happening now, all the bad things that have ever happened, all involve human beings. They always involve whenever anything goes wrong from the very dawn of time. And think of this, an automated Nigel cat, surely a step up from the human Nigel cat.
You look like someone who's sick and tired of the way things are going.
That's funny. I was about to say the same thing. I'm looking for someone who can get to difficult places. Is that you?
We can weasel our way into just about anywhere. Why do you ask?
There's a file at these coordinates. Get it? We'll talk more.
Pleasant fellow, isn't he?
I, for one, am intrigued by his mysterious aura, and I know literally everything, so that's saying something. I'll pass along the coordinates if you'd like to take on his request.
We don't stand up for ourselves. Right. You idiot! Fucking yeah!
You have arrived at your destination, Bloom Complex.
All this time she's been holed up in Bloom.
Ever since Larson sold, well, me, to Bloom, she's maintained close ties with the company.
This just gets better and better.
This is a very large facility. Can we put any... thing from the servers to narrow down her location?
Leave it to me. Tosser? Wanker. Ah!
Sierra 42, Sierra 42, this is Control. An alarm has been activated near you. Survey the area. Over.
I do. I go for walks, I do the dishes, do the sink. You're right. I'm taking in art and culture. It's not like I'm addicted to feminine. Burned down, that's what I told you, yeah. The whole damn building, and I had no idea. I showed up one day, look, it was heat. You asked me, suspicious. Okay, think about it. Now of all times, isn't that awfully convenient? I'm not...
Quite excited to share this with you, the board of directors. The facility will be an extension of my quantum computing lab and will house certain other endeavors that I prefer not to share during this presentation. This is valuable real estate you have under your feet. It's as if you've been waiting for me to put it to good use.
What's this thing Larson's got with secret underground facilities, I swear?
Find a lift that can take you down to her level.
Who's that tosser?
Check neural upload status. 90%, not good enough. Load processor temperature.
Shit, she's uploading herself.
Jesus, fuck, she's a few minutes away from immortality. If you don't kill her upload, we'll have no way of stopping her or Daybreak.
Mate, you've uncovered a gold mine of data here. I'll harvest whatever I can while you save the world.
I'm open to ideas.
The neural upload is being routed through the quantum computers in this lab. Hacking them would stop the psychopath from becoming an AI-augmented superintelligence, but no pressure or anything.
you disgusting.
Yeah! Stop!
What was that? Corbet's disentangling connections rerouted. This isn't an accident. You're here, aren't you? You didn't heed my warning.
What are you doing? Redirecting memory access. You should have stayed away. You are making the biggest mistake of your life, and you will pay dearly for it. Please, before it's too late. Restart upload. Come on, restart upload. Security to the quantum lab. Security to the quantum lab. Code red. Listen to me. What you saw in my lab, that was nothing more than the early stages of a very important experiment. It may not be pleasant, but Daybreak is the future of the human species. The only future, really. Look around. Corruption, climate change, nuclear war. Humanity is doomed to self-destruction, but Daybreak can change that. help me bring about the next stage of human evolution. We can save lives. We can ascend.
DedSec, are you seeing all this? She's dying.
You brought a friend.
Everyone you killed and tortured. All of that was to save your sorry life. You're pathetic.
This isn't about me. With our minds in the cloud, humanity can endure any natural disaster. We can be safe, free, and happy forever.
I don't give a shit about humanity. You're a psycho brat who wants what she wants and fuck everyone else, including your mother.
You still have time to make things right. Reactivate my upload. Let me live so I can continue my work.
Mate, you can't believe a single thing she says. Now shut down her life support and finish this.
Whatever you decide. She can't stop you. I can't stop you. The choice is yours. Yes, do what's right. I did it. I'm free. Now the real work can begin, and I have so much time.
Sky Larson has completed her cloud upload. She's gone.
What the fuck? DedSec, that was my big contract and you just let her get away.
Let's have that debate somewhere that isn't here.
Hang on.
Seriously,
Surrender!
sure. Yeah, I have the shotgun. Let me. You've got to shoot.
Send me all extra units.
They're wounded. Coming to you.
here? What happened?
Your mate gave Larson fucking immortality. Pathetic.
Sky was right. Utterly insane, but right. We would be just as mad to deny that humanity needs to be saved.
Isn't that supposed to be your fucking job? I can't help but think of those AI she created. Lobotomized, enslaved, shit.
We should still work together now, not against each other. What else can we do?
You can fuck right off. That's what you can do.
She's put out into the world.
I've always found it a bit creepy that she's so obsessed with this idea of transhumanism.
Why wouldn't you be? When you've got a mind as amazing as Sky's, why wouldn't you want to take what you've got and actually augment it by working with technology, by improving your physical self, changing your body and the world around you, implementing more technology?
Hey, it's me. Sorry for hanging up on you. Look, if you really still want to make a difference, you're free to use the 404 hubs and complete contracts. Beyond that, I just need some time away from you lot. Laters.
Transform the world around us, and just watching how her mind works from afar is pretty incredible, because some of what the technology she's introduced has changed how we all live our lives, and Bagley has been this really incredible assistance to humanity as a whole. Did I ever tell you that I actually interviewed Sky Larson once?
Really? I thought she never spoke to the media or anything.
So this was a long time ago, back in the day when she was a little